Good morning and g'day, mate. Welcome back to Dyson Sphere with me, Jetty, and of course we have Mr. Icarus with us, and we're back here on our Magnum number 1. Magnum 1. Yes, it says Magnum 1 down here. Back on Magnum 1 because last episode we finally booted up our 30 science per second build, and it sort of underperformed. Underperformed for a bunch of reasons, and I have spent a couple of hours wandering around the system trying to work out exactly where the shortfalls were, and there were a couple. Firstly, we had Magna number 6. Magna number 6, this little planet over here, which happens to be doing both our green science and our purple science and launching all our rockets. It was a little bit short on power. Gonna tweak that. Power's now fixed. Power's great. Just went over there, added some more antimatter stars. Everything is up and running. It's brilliant. It's perfect. It's running. It's happy. The other thing I had to do is I went and checked the sub to JD. Yes, and I see smelting. I thought that maybe air traffic control was overwhelmed. Turns out air traffic control was handling everything beautifully. Power was awesome. It turns out the other fault we actually had was organic crystals. We didn't quite have enough organic crystals being tapped in the system. So I headed out to Grassamanius, who is another lovely YouTube supporter. Went and joined at the lovely $1 per month tier. Went and clicked the button between or beside the like button, which you should have clicked already. The subscribe button, which if it hasn't been clicked, if it's still red, you've done something wrong. You should definitely click that. That way you'll get notified about the next video that comes out in this series, where we move on to the next project, which we'll get to in just a second. He went and clicked the join button there, went and become a YouTube member, got access to the lovely emote collection that we have that he can now use in the comment section of all these lovely videos. On top of that, grabbed early access via Discord to new videos as and when they are available, and also provided us some more organic crystal. Also a touch of spiniform. It must be, yes, the pre-planets tend to have spiniform on them, so a little bit more spiniform, but it was mainly the organic crystals. The organic crystals were one of the things we needed. On top of that, we still didn't have enough organic crystals, so we went and head over to Sabertooth Casual. Sabertooth Casual also joined and became a lovely YouTube member. Joined for the grand total of $1 per month, $12 per year, way cheaper than your Netflix monthly fees, monthly subscription rather, and also receives absolution from any guilt he may have for using ad blocker, because, you know, Jetty's cheap, we've covered that, and also provided some more organic crystal from his organic jungle planet. So we needed both those. We needed both those to get things up and running. And the things are definitely running better. We have plenty of science now. All the sciences are maxed out. There is still a catch. The catch is, if we set this to entire star cluster, and I click number 2, critical photons. You can see we're producing a pretty constant rate of critical photons, and we have a consumption that dips and peaks and so on and so forth, because we have no critical photons. They're basically getting consumed faster than we can produce them. We actually need antimatter. We need 1800 antimatter per minute to just run our science. Plus, we need a little bit more on top of that to run, you know, antimatter power, fuel rods and that sort of stuff. These lovely things down here to keep up with, you know, power on the different planets. So we need more critical photons. To get more critical photons, I need to put down more ray receivers. To get more power for more ray receivers, I need more Dyson Structure. And yes, I could come along here and I could use this button. I could start filling things in, and we could start launching up sails, and we could get lots of power that way. But unfortunately, until the devs do something about the save file data that comes with each Dyson sail, I'm not doing it, because that one node there needs 21,000 sails. That was a research finishing. 21,000 sails. 21,000 cells, and that's only going to fill it to halfway. You know, we also need to get another 10,000 cells there and another 10,000 cells there. That's a lot of cells. That's a lot of save data. My save game is already well and truly in the 600 to 700 megabyte range, and it means that I'm already in every single time an autosave comes up on the screen. I'm going into the edit and I'm actually trimming down the autosave on the screen. I'm just shortening it and cutting it out because you guys don't need to sit there for like 30 seconds to a minute whilst the autosave happens. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a new layer. I'm just going to drag all these to max. I don't really care. And the only thing we're going to do is we're going to drop this by exactly 1,000. Ooh. 1,000, not 2,000. 1,000. Because each Dyson layer has to be at least 1,000 orbital radius away from one another. If I change that to a 1, it fails. So we're going to set our next section to be just a little bit smaller, okay? We're going to create that layer. I'm going to turn that off, and we're going to turn on that grid radius. And I want to say, now I haven't put this on my screen, I haven't double checked, so I may get names wrong, but that's perfectly fine. But I want to say it's Chaos. Chaos on my lovely Discord server has been telling me for quite some time I should build this type of sphere. This type of sphere where he puts in X number of nodes and then he just plays dot to dot after the fact. And he kept saying it, and it wasn't explained well enough that I actually understood. And then after seeing some screenshots, I've seen the beauty that is this Dyson Sphere structure. So this is exactly what we're going to be doing. I'm going to nickname it the... actually, I'll tell you the nickname after we actually build it. So, because first thing is we need to fill in all these lovely dots. And as you can see, I've come over to the triangle grid. And I've started at one of these pentagons. And we're just putting in from pentagon to pentagon every second node, and then in all the gaps I'm coming out and every second node, one here, then every second node, which you'll notice after I get to the other side is 2 nodes away from that one, and we're going to continue that along. And I need to do the whole sphere like this. We can then play dot to dot later. Dot to dot later is something we will do later after this is built, which means I'm not going to make you guys sit here and wait with me whilst I do a whole bunch of clicking. I'm gonna just, you know, fill in all this, and we're gonna have a giant pin cushion in right about now. So now there was a small little mistake that came, and I accidentally deleted some stuff. I deleted a node because I misclicked, so we've had to rebuild that. But we have our pin cushion design built now. I'm not going to play dot to dot just yet. We're going to wait till it's built. But as you can see, it's a pretty easy design to build in, or to place down. And I think that's probably the main takeaway from this design. It's super easy to plan out. So with that done, the only other thing I want to do is I want to come in here and I want to grab the last 12 of these. Power's not good. Wow. What do I have for power? Nothing. Can I really quickly... just bring in 100 of those. Oh, it comes with 200. Okay. Whilst we place these down, because I want to fill this out before we move on to the next project. Because the next project is going to be finding exactly how many rockets we're short. Please. Thank you. So yes, I came here, I upgraded our ray receiver collection from a single very long line to now we have 3 very long lines of ray receivers, all pumping out the photons as quickly as possible, merging into one lovely belt, feeding into one lovely tower, and yeah. Also, because this is inside the sphere itself, these guys run day and night, night and day, 100% of the time. In fact, we're up to 28 gigawatts that we're requesting. We only have 22 gigawatts in the actual sphere itself, and hence we're building a little bit more structure. The rockets have not fired yet. Okay. The other thing I want to do is research. So research, currently we have an 11.9% energy dissipation. So that means for one of these guys, let's go with a fully charged one. So one of these guys is trying to bring in 120 megawatts. He's actually going to request 135-ish megawatts worth of power. Actually, well, here we go. He's requesting 129 megawatts to only make 103 megawatts worth of power. Yes. Minus, you know, a little bit more for another 12% off for the efficiency. So what I want to do is I want to go into this research, and I want to take this and make sure it's under 10%. So we want to grab another ray transmission efficiency, which is level 14 currently. Well, level 14 is the next one, so we want to do level 14. So we're looking at level 15 research, and then we'll probably just do some more vanes utilization, because that is a very, very effective research. Our vanes utilization is still just above 50%, just above 50%. So it means this patch here at 2.8 million titanium is actually has, well, every single time a miner subtracts 1 from the from the titanium vein, it spits out 2 titanium out the rear, which also means, and this is the big one here, it means this is actually 5.6 million titanium, not 2.8 that it has stamped on it. Also, because of mining speed, we can't see that there. What's our mining speed? 210%. Yeah, it's getting a little bit excessive. So, as I said, I want to bump up these. I want to, hey, we have rockets. We have lots of rockets. And I want to upgrade our Dyson Sphere. With all that said, we want to go head over to that lovely rocket system over there. We just want to see roughly how many rockets we need, because if it's a lot of rockets, we're probably going to have to start expanding our rocket production. In fact, we're going to be expanding our rocket production. We don't really have a choice. We need more rockets, because our current homeworld produces like 3 rockets per second or something. Rockets are down here. There we go. Click on one of these bad boys, and oh yeah, we need 40,000 rockets. 45,000 rockets. Yeah, that's going to take a second or two. There is 6,000 rockets buffered up, so we've got that going for us, but we're going to need a few rockets. So, rocket production. Let's talk about rocket production for just a second. I need to make a small carrier rocket. So a small carrier rocket requires 3 different components. It requires the Dyson Sphere components, it requires the deuterium fuel rods, and it requires the quantum chips. Let's talk about each one of these step by step. So we're going to start with deuterium fuel rods because it's the easiest one to talk about first, okay? It requires titanium alloy, which requires titanium, plus it requires steel, which requires iron. So it requires titanium, requires iron, requires sulfuric acid. It requires deuterium. Deuterium requires deuterium, that's fine. Or hydrogen, so deuterium or hydrogen. It's either or technically both. Also requires supermagnetic rings. Now, supermagnetic rings require coal, they require iron, and then they require electromagnetic turbines. Electromagnetic turbines require electric motors, and they require magnetic coils. Magnetic coils require magnets, which is iron, plus they require copper, which is copper. They also require the electric motors. The electric motors require iron, gears, which is made from iron, plus more magnets, which is made from iron and copper. So we need iron, we need copper, we need titanium, we need acid, and we need coal. Okay, they're the 5 resources we need so far to make the deuterium fuel rods. Oh, and deuterium. Yeah, okay, 6 roughly. I don't know. I've lost count already. On top of that, we need quantum chips. Quantum chips require processors. Processors require iron and copper to make the circuit boards. Plus, they require the microcrystalline components, which requires silicon and copper to make a processor. Once we get to a processor, we also need the second branch, being the plane filters. Plane filters require cashmere crystals, which require titanium crystals, which require titanium and organic crystals. Plus they require graphene. There we go. That's another vanes utilization research done. They require graphene, which requires fire ice. Plus they require hydrogen. So we're now up to fire ice plus organic crystal. Yes, they're the next 2 we added. Okay. That'll get us up to, and hang on, They also require the titanium glass, which means stone, plus they require water. So we're adding resources left, right, and center. And then the last component we need is the Dyson Sphere components. Now, processors, we've already done those. Solar cells require graphene. We've already handled that. That's fire ice. They require photon combiners, which require iron and copper for circuit boards. Plus, they require prisms. Prisms come from glass, which comes from stone. So, you know, more stone. On top of that, they also require the frame material. Frame material requires titanium alloy. We covered that with these super magnetic rings. No, the deuterium fuel rods. They also require silicon. We've covered that multiple times. They also require nanotubes, which is going to require spinifol. So, really quickly, the items we need. We put a tower there and a tower there. We're going to need iron, copper, stone to make glass, to make prisms, to make photon combiners, to make titanium glass, so on and so forth. We're going to need coal to make energetic graphene, to make supermagnetic rings. That was one of the things. We're going to need silicon to make high purity silicon, to make like processors and everything else. So we need basically all the raw resources. We also need titanium to make all the titanium stuff. We're going to need organic crystals to make titanium crystals. We're going to need fire ice to make the graphene. We're also going to need, what else am I missing? Water of course. We're also going to need sulfuric acid to make the titanium alloy, and then we still need to get in, hang on, let's just, no, yes, wrong one, that one. Let's get another tower. We also need spiniform to make the carbon nanotubes, and hydrogen for the cashmere crystals, plus deuterium for the deuterium fuel rods. So they're the ingredients we need. We need all the base materials, including titanium, plus we need rare resources. We need, well, rare resources, water, because funnily enough it's common on the homeworld, but everywhere else it's pretty rare. Fire ice, sulfuric acid, organic crystals, and spiniform, along with hydrogen and deuterium. That's our build list. They're the items we require. So next thing we're gonna do, head out to space, spin around. I'm gonna try and find a planet that has a little bit of everything we need. I'm going to spin to north. There we go. Okay, so we're going to start out here at Mr. J. So you don't have water, don't have acid. Okay, you're off the list. You have water but no acid. Nope. Well, look. Let me help you out. So up the top right hand corner, I will link a very old video that I did that sort of covers where the different rare resources can come from. Organic crystal and spiniform, and generally, not guaranteed, generally going to come from a yellow to orange star. So let's just start with those. So we're going to go with, no, didn't help. Spiniform. We have spiniform. Chalamentotos. And we have acid, and we have water, and we have fire ice, we have hydrogen. We don't have deuterium. That's the only thing we don't have. Okay, so then we're going to have a closer look. So we have a lava planet that'll have our acid. No, the volcanic ash will have the acid. Lava will have lava. You're a water world. So we have a planet we can't build on, which means we need to do all the building on probably the lava planet, actually. That probably wouldn't be too bad. And a water world is going to mean a lot of spiniform. There's no organic crystal here, so it'd have to ship in organic crystal. Yes. And we'd also have to float another water world, which I'm not looking forward to. Okay, next on the list is that one there. Nope, doesn't have any of the rare resources we need. Organic crystal, spiniform, water, fire ice, hydrogen. So it doesn't have deuterium and doesn't have acid. But we can ship in those, that's not an issue. So again, we're going to have a look. You are a stone forest. You are an organic jungle. So an organic jungle is going to have our organic crystals and our spiniform. And you have a water world, which is going to have all our spiniform. Okay. So again, I'd have to float at water worlds. Let's not do that. Let's just move on quietly. We're going to have a look at this one, which doesn't have organic crystal, but has the other things. You're going to have a goby, a lava, a water world. We're going to have to float another water world. Yep, we're going to move on quickly and swiftly. A spinniform. Bet you it's a water world. Goby, rocky salt, water world. Told you so. Okay, on to, let's look at that one. Nope. 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 And nope. Okay, so we've gone through the yellow stars sort of on this half. Let's try the other half. No, I missed that one. No, I didn't miss that one. Okay, so we're going to have spinniform at Chimochus. We did this one, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Okay. Alright. So there's just that section left. Alright, so we're going to go with don't have, do have Lemurus Minor. Rocky Salt, Redstone, Volcanic Ash, Barren Desert. Okay, so you're a possibility. So we have one possible star to start with. Nope. Spinniform, which is going to be on the Planet. We have the red giant doesn't help us. Organic crystal, kimberlite ore. No, you were a water world. Spinniform, water world. There we go. Nope. 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 The gas giant. Nope. And Alpha was a water world, was it not? Yes. Okay, so we have Lemurus Minor and Deb. Both of these have a possibility. So we're going to start with Lemurus Minor, and then we'll try and Deb, and then hopefully one of those two works. So, got to remember, we need all the raw resources, plus we need organic crystal and fire ice and water and sulfuric acid and spinniform and hydrogen and deuterium. That would be a perfect scenario. If we had all of those locally, we would be set. So, with that said, where's my pointer? I don't see my... Aha! It's coming out through the planet. Alright, so we need to go for a bit of a jaunt, a bit of a teleport, and a bit of a fly, and we're going to try out Lemurus Minor. If that fails, we will head across to the other system, Deb, whatever it was called, and give that one a shot instead. Lemurus Minor, and we already know that we want to go to the... Actually, I don't know. Rocky Salt, Volcanic Ash, Redstone, Barren Desert. Redstone? Yeah, it's the Redstone Planet. Okay, so we need to go to the Redstone Planet, that one. I don't know if I've been to Redstone Planet. Yes, I have. Okay, so we need to come into here. Yeah, we'll just go into orbit, that's fine. There is 440,000 spinniform here. That one patch there. Yeah, that's not going to get us 8 belts. In theory, to do what I have planned, we need 8 belts of spinniform, so that's not going to work. We're going to go over and try Deb. Deb has a arid desert. It's not it. It's going to be the Paris. We're going to head out to that system. Missed entirely. Right, and sure, land. I would have been happy with an orbit. Okay, we want spinniform. 2.9 million. 2.1 patch at 2.9 million. And it is a nice small patch, which does not help me get 8 belts out. 8 belts out, if we want to do 10 rockets per second, we're going to need 8 belts of spinniform. The other catch we're trying to do 10 rockets per second, and I know this from my previous series, is we ran out of performance. The game died on me. It turns out putting down, well, I did 30 rockets per second, so like 7,000 assemblers. The game said no. So we're gonna possibly do 10 science per second. We might do half that. We might do five rockets per second. We might do 5 rockets per second, but we can now see that spinnerform is not going to happen. Spinnerform is going to have to be shipped in from probably from a water world, probably from multiple water worlds, no, probably one water world. Okay, so we need to look at a new type of system. Now, organic crystal was the other thing I need. Now, organic crystal, I'm lucky. According to my notes and my calculations, I only need like a belt and a half worth of organic crystal. So we could ship that in. Coal is the other one that we need about the same amount. We only need coal to make the super magnetic rings, to make the deuterium fuel rods. It's not really that much. Again, I need a belt and a half. So if we rule out coal, we rule out organic crystal, we rule out spinnerform, and we just simplify it down to like water, acid, and the other basic materials, we can start opening up our choice of stars. And again, I will invite you guys up, already linked up the top right hand corner, is a lovely video I did do previously. It sort of gives you an idea of where you'll find a lot of these resources around different stars. And we're going to start probably with the blue ones. Rana. Nope, no water. I really want water because I prefer not to ship water. Water, acid, fire ice, preferably from a gas giant. No, wrong planet. Wrong star, rather. That one. So you have everything but water. So we're going to add a pointer to you. You have fire ice both in a gas giant form and a mineable form. Plus you have acid, plus you have water. You're the best choice we have so far. Bunda. Nope. Actually, no, you got no gas giants. You have no gas giants. You have organic crystal. That's pretty rare. Volcanic ash. Hurry. We don't need that much. No, I prefer to have gas giants. You don't have any gas giants. You don't have any gas giants. You have gas giants. Two of, but no water. You have water. And you have multiple gas giants. Okay. But no acid. Well, I guess you can't have everything. Hurricane, lava, rocky salt, organic jungle. So the organic jungle is where the spinnerform is going to be, along with the organic crystal. And it means I'd have to ship in acid. How much acid do we need? We need 6 belts of acid. Compared to a belt of coal, well, 1.5 belts of coal, 1.5 belts of organic crystal. I already know that the spinner form's not going to be good enough, so I think we're going to skip that one as well. Okay, so then no, no, nope. You have 2 gas giants plus water, but no acid. Yeah, I really need a system with acid. You got acid, but no water. How much water are we shipping in? 3 belts worth. Prefer to have the water on site. No acid. Acid, but no water. I think water, but no acid. No liquids at all. Okay, I think whatever the name of the system is that we've already got tagged, that one. Bunda! I think we're going to go to Bunda. Think we can give Bunda a shot. Bunda, got a bit of a good feeling. I get a bit of a good feeling. It might be right, it might be wrong, but I've got a bit of a good feeling. It didn't have... What didn't it have? It has water, has ice, so it doesn't have the fractal silicon, which... No, it doesn't have the spiniform, which we already know we have to ship in. It doesn't have the... It doesn't have the deuterium, but that's okay, we can ship that in. It does have the fire ice. In theory, it has coal, which is good. I don't know how much coal. It might be not a lot. So that's an ice field. Okay, so hang on. Volcanic ash, you're the one with acid. You're lava. You're none. That's an ice field. That'll have a little bit of water on it, not a lot. And then it's local stars. No. You have hydrogen. You have hydrogen. You have nada. You have nada. 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 Okay, so... and then we have hydrogen and deuterium here as well. So we have reasonably close. 11 light years. Yeah, that's reasonably close at this stage. We're going to go to that planet. Nope. Missed. Has both deuterium and also had fire ice. Okay. Deuterium and hydrogen. Has 40 million fire ice as a mineable resource. Well, that's not going to run out anytime soon. Oh, you're meant to have water. I believe that's a puddle I can stand in. Yep, that's a puddle I can stand in. Now, are there more puddles? Yes, I'll call that more puddles. Okay, so this has puddles that we can extract water from. Also has, if we click back on the star, it has plenty of, a reasonable amount of, so it has some coal, not a lot, and that is on, it's spread out between all the planets, isn't it? Yeah, there's not a lot of coal, but we can sort out coal. Actually, no, coal is going to come from IC smelting, so it's not that much of an issue. But it does have lots of raw resources which we can mine. It has the rares mostly that we'll need. So I think this just became our new home system. So with that said, I need to name our new home system, which is going to be Micho. Thank you for becoming a lovely YouTube member. I definitely do appreciate the support. Thank you for signing up to receive some absolution from all your ad blocker guilt. And with that said, we now have a new home system where I'm still debating exactly how much science we're going to be making, or how many rockets we're going to be making. 5, 10 per second, somewhere in that vicinity. Maybe I'll be difficult and I'll just choose like 7.5 just to be super annoying. So we're going to put basically our starting blocks here. And if this is the planet with water, this is going to be the planet we're going to be doing... I didn't pick up the wind turbines. I requested them and then didn't bother to pick them up. This is going to be the planet we're going to be doing the quantum chips on, at least, because they require the titanium glass, which requires the water. Okay, so with that said, I need to build some infrastructure, and well, we've been through this once or twice before. You know, you drag it out, place out some solar panels. In theory, put some wind turbines in, except it seems I have none in my inventory, so that's not going to happen. At the same time, we can, well, set up our deliveries, so do that. You're going to bring in belts, sorters, power poles, assemblers, and, of course, miners. Like 1200, 500, 200. I'm just going to set this for 200 and 100 miners because every planet needs miners. Okay, with that done, We can drop some power poles here, which is going to instantly kill the fledgling power network that we have. No, it failed. Set that to a charge rate of nothing. I need, is it, yeah, you've already got the belts, so I need you to start bringing in power. Again, more antimatter fuel rods, because they just make life easy. I admit it. I admit it. They make life super, super easy, and as we're trying to upgrade our antimatter creation, I figure I should definitely tax the network more by, you know, chewing up some more antimatter fuel rods. Okay, so that's done. That's done. You have your requests. We need one of you to do the that one plus the gas giant collectors plus the little shippies plus the big shippies. I don't need any of those just yet, so we won't. No, I don't need any of those just yet. We're gonna set. So you're already bringing in. No. Yes, you're bringing in fuel, which we will set to go out on that belt. I'm also going to set you to bring in foundations. I'm also going to set you to bring in warpers. Yep, remote demand. Throw some little shippies in there. You will get power shortly. Would help if I could actually build the wind turbines. Speaking of wind turbines, let's just request those in here. Literally 100. 100 is overkill. Okay, so whilst this starts to get up and running, so with our science builds, we ended on the labs. We ended on the labs because that was the main goal, to end on the labs, and I did my absolute best to feed everything via belts. So if we want to make small carrier rockets, we need to bring in three things. We need to bring in Dyson Sphere components, plus we need to bring in the quantum chips, which I've already said are definitely going to be on this planet because the titanium glass to go in the plane filters is going to be on this planet, because this is where the water is. So I need to build at least that component somewhere near the water. But previously, what I'd done is I had brought in a belt, so I'd had your output come down here and feed into the input of the very next item, which meant that I kept things to belts as often as possible. I wasn't using towers to ship things across places on the same planet. Everything was kept to very, very much belts. But when it comes to the small carrier rockets, they actually need three things. So I'm going to have you make deuterium fuel rods, which are going to have to be also on this planet somewhere, and have you feed in there and you feed in there instead. Which is going to complicate things, because previously things have been generally a 2-item build. You needed 2 items, and that was it. So they'd been generally built where I'd start with the end product sort of towards the equator, or I ended up towards the equator. I'd start at 1 item, and I'd build my way all the way up to the final item, and then from the final item, I'd then build myself all the way down for the next, the other half of the production chain. Because this requires 3 items, things are going to get a little bit more difficult. Hey, we got that ray transmission, which means 10.1. I can live with 10.1. It was at, what, 11.9, so it took off 1.8. We did it again, it'd take off like 1.6-ish. Instead of being under 9%, under 8%, 8.5%. Yeah, it's probably good enough. It's probably good enough. So yeah, previously I'd build like up to the Dyson Sphere components, and then we put in the carrier rockets, and then from the carrier rockets I'd build backward down through the quantum chips all the way down to the items that the quantum chips needed. But I think this time round, because we have 3 items, we're going to have to do things a little bit different. But they are going to be things that we're going to start talking about in the next episode. For this episode, right now, I'm going to call it here. We've got a new home. We've got a new system. We've got a new system we need to work out. At the same time, I know I have a significant amount of outposting I need to do, because I also know if we look at the production stats, and especially if we set this to an entire star cluster, we can see that my consumption for some items is higher than my production, which means I need to do some checking. I have a feeling we're a little bit short on iron ore and maybe stone, and coal should be okay. Fire ice is probably okay. Yeah, there's definitely some tweaking and some looking at things that I need to do. On top of that, we've just landed a whole new system, which means I have a whole lot of belts and belts and miners I need to put down. We need to harvest all the raw resources of this planet, which is going to be my next objective. So, with all that said, this is where I'm going to end it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you enjoyed. And I am JD. Do tell your mum that I said hi. With all that said, I'm out. Thanks for watching. Bye.